I thought this was absolutely hilarious. It's our favorite lunch ladies at the View. Now, let me paint the picture for y'all. All of these people on this show were sick that Kamala Harris did not win the election. By the way, this is going to be a NinjaCast recap exclusive, so this video will go on to the NinjaCast recap when it's done. Okay? Charlemagne the God. Y'all know him from the Breakfast Club, for those of you that know him. We have been campaigning for Kamala Harris the entire year. And now that she has lost, Charlemagne is trying to be more in the middle. He's trying to be more in the middle. Okay? I secretly think Charlemagne voted for Donald Trump. That's just my opinion. I think he's secretly a Republican. But you know, The View is full of... He went on The View. And you know, recently, President Biden decided to pardon his son after originally saying that he wasn't going to do so because everybody must be upheld to the law. Nobody's greater than the law. And then he went back on that word. Let's get into this segment.
The guy has been a vocal force in the media throughout the 2024 presidential race, and he's joined.
No, we're going to skip this part. I don't want an introduction.
Anything I can, and we don't know the difference. We can't change nothing.
I love that. Yeah. Especially the wisdom to know the difference, right?
We can't change anything.
Can't.
I mean, you know.
Not yet.
Where is it?
I was. He
That to my listeners. So, I mean, yeah, it never feels good to be taken out of context, but what I didn't...
Right.
You got to mix it up. You got to get dirty with it. All of the criticism is valid because, you know, Democrats stand on this moral...
Okay, here we go.
Cut the waters a little bit. Cause confusion. Donald Trump was, I think, unhinged was the quote.
Right.
You got to mix it up. You got to get dirty with these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to muddy the waters a little bit. Cause confusion.
Yeah. Let me ask you something that's going around right now. A lot of this conversation about President Biden getting criticized from both sides of the aisle for pardoning his son Hunter after repeatedly saying he would never do it. And a lot of people are saying that it's hypocritical, etc., as if the other side doesn't do it. But what's your reaction to it?
I mean, I think all of the criticism is valid because, you know, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time. And, you know, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, you know, whether or not, you know, his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey, man, I'm not focused on that right now. But since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy and they were saying that, you know, nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him, that's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, oh, you know, nobody's above the law, I respect, you know, the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that. But he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Now, hold on. Before, because obviously Whoopi has an issue with that. Let me go to what Charlemagne was saying there. I agree. I'll be damned. I'm gonna keep it a being with you. Unless my son did something abhorrent, like he had slaves in his basement, like he murdered people. If you think that I'm gonna have a son and I have the power to get his ass free and I'm not gonna do it, I don't know what to tell you. Now I agree. Why'd you have to play the moral high ground like you was just above everybody and the law, nobody's above the law. Except my son, okay? Except me and my son. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. Now watch Whoopi's response to this.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why he changed
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all of a
No,
sudden?
I'm going to tell you what I...
We don't know that it was a lie? We don't know that it was a lie? What do you mean? He clearly said nobody's above the law and then came back and pardoned his son. What?
Okay.
I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over. And this is just my feeling, because at some point you get to the place where you just go, so I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault.
So Joe Biden is on a straight and narrow path. The nigga who got on TV and told black people, you're not black if you don't vote for me. He's on a straight and narrow path.
Hello, monkeys.
You just can't make this stuff up.
No, they're the ones that go out. They're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. They don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying. He don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
Oh, no. By the way, I'm not mad at him pardoning Hunter Biden.
But you sound like you're
No.
If I could get in on this, I actually think it went further, and this is one thing we really disagree on. Joe Biden made a point of saying we stand by our institutions
Yes, I
and the
understand all that.
impartiality.
Yeah.
Why every time the semi-conservative white girl start talking, Whoopi always cut her off? Have y'all ever noticed that? They will not let that girl get a single sentence out of her mouth without being interrupted.
The Department of Justice.
Yes.
Democrats ran on that. The same DOJ indicted Hunter Biden. How we shouldn't be saying it's corrupt like Donald Trump does. But then in his statement pardoning Hunter Biden, he says that it was a political pursuit by his own Department of Justice.
Can you explain to me why it is that when Joe Biden does something, everybody clutches their pearls? He's wrong.
Nobody
he lied.
criticized
No.
Donald Trump.
What is she talking about? What is she talking about? Everybody been on Trump neck for well over a year.
More than me or Charlemagne.
I'm sorry. Yeah, people have criticized him more. I've criticized him more. We've all criticized him more, but you're missing my question.
Okay.
My question is, what is it that makes people flip out with Joe, but we don't have the same kind of thing?
Well, I don't think people are flipping out with Joe. I think Democrats are flipping out with Joe because Democrats believe that they don't represent what he's currently representing. But that's just not true. That's why I say they stand on this moral high ground that simply does not exist. And I think this is also the problem when we pick sides, right? We've turned political parties into teams. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Ain't nobody more delusional than me, right? Okay?
Nah, nigga, that's facts. Hey, let's pour one out to all them Dallas Cowboy fans out there. You feel me?
I feel like we're going to the Super Bowl every year, but I'm not delusional. Well, no, that is delusional. But when it comes to political parties, if you pick a side, right, if you say you're a Democrat, if you say you're a Republican, you refuse to be objective about anything.
That's why I'm an independent.
Yes, but that's not a monolith. We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
But why can't you say when Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
I'll tell you when Democrats
So
are
you
wrong.
don't think Joe Biden is wrong?
No, I don't. And can I just point this out to you? The president has a party power, right?
I didn't say you were ridiculous, Ms. Goldberg. I would never. I said that. I just think that's.
Think about it.
She got hurt. He said, I think that's ridiculous. And he's right. And she took that personally. To where, watch what he had to do.
Think about it this way.
She pissed.
Can you reframe it in this way and think about it?
I wouldn't be surprised if you never see Charlemagne on that show again. Hey, man. It's some real psychopaths out here. I'm not mad at Joe Biden. I'm just saying it's hypocritical. Much like everybody else. Very hypocritical. Very hypocritical. Very, very hypocritical. And she don't think he's wrong. You don't think that's hypocritical? No. That's why you lost. That is why you lost, because you're a psychopath.
Oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.